All right, Manchester City defeat Real Madrid 2-1 at the Bernabeu. Dominant performance from City. Real Madrid started the game off pretty well. The first like 5 to 10 minutes, they were pressuring. They got the first goal from Rodrygo. Honestly, I don't think City defended that well, particularly that goal. I think they started the game off very fucking slow. Bernardo Silva was weak on that duel with Carreras, and then O'Reilly just taking fucking forever to close down Rodrygo for whatever reason, just gave him whatever space, and then Rodrygo scored his first goal in 40 games. And then as the game started going on, Vinny and Rodrygo were linking up pretty well. Obviously, this game without Mbappe, they had a lot of questions they needed to answer. But mostly a pretty dominant performance from City, bro. Madrid didn't have a peep in the second half, didn't have nearly any good chances. Just fucking easy second half. I think City were okay with it. They weren't particularly on the ball that much, but they weren't giving up too many chances either. It was pretty fucking simple. Yeah, and then as the game kept going on, we get past the first goal. City started growing into it. Gonzalez is getting onto the ball a bit more. Silva's getting onto the ball a bit more. Cherokee's kind of doing his own thing. Got a nice little nutmeg on Rudiger. Um, yeah, they weren't really creating anything, but the City don't really. They're not like a very explosive team. They kind of ease their way into games. They're very methodical and slow when they need to be, which is most of the time because that's how they play. Um, yeah, and then they just kept growing, kept growing. Then they got their first goal. Who was it? It was O'Reilly, right? How was that goal? Yeah, Bellingham gets dunked on by I think was it Diaz or was it Gonzalez? Somebody, bro. But cross comes in. Bellingham gets fucking dunked. Fucking shoulders on, hands on his shoulders. Boom. By a City player. Header. Courtois saves it. It's kind of fucking weak. He is blocked by a City player, but it's weak as hell. Rebound goes to O'Reilly, finishes it, easy fucking finish. First Champions League goal of the game, first Champions League goal of his career, makes it 1-1, game's even. And then a few minutes later, bro, Holland and the center backs from Madrid have been having like a little scuffle. Asensio and Rudiger, where we're like they were getting into fouls with each other, and then should call it? Oh yeah, and then Rudiger, bro, he lost positioning a little bit. Cross comes in, and then he takes out Holland completely for no reason. Completely, I mean, this is the reason they lost the game. They lost by one goal, and this is where they scored. City, unnecessary, bro. Unnecessary goal. Um, yeah, he just loses his positioning a little bit, and he completely freaks out and drags Holland to the ground. Clear and obvious penalty. The ref doesn't even look at it for more than 5 seconds. It's the most clear and obvious shit of all time. Then we get into the second half, and it was slow as fuck, bro. Not very eventful second half. Nothing really happens, but it didn't really need to happen for City, bro. Um, Bellingham didn't have a good first half. Vinny and Rodrygo, they started off the game very well. They were linking and shit. They were doing shit together. Gonzalo Garcia, he wasn't such a big factor going forward, but he was pressing pretty well, and he was a bit in the build up to the first goal, just laying it off to Bellingham. But then as the game got on, Vinny started slowing down. Rodrygo played well the whole game. He was the most dangerous player for Madrid offensively, in my opinion. Vinny started slowing down. His confidence was going down. And yeah, he just started losing the ball, wasn't giving good crosses, wasn't linking up with Rodrygo like he should be. Because this was kind of their game to prove that they can still play together after all this time with Mbappe. Prove that they're still competent as a duo, but they just weren't able to do it consistently for the full game. What I also noticed for City is they like to do that link up with Bernardo Silva and Cherokee on the right side. They like to overload that with those two players. I think they see something. They're both very technical players, and Pep sees that they like to play with each other, so they just did it. Um, yeah, and then last 15 minutes, I thought City were kind of slowing down a bit, but they were kind of just inviting the pressure, bro. Pep Guardiola made good subs, took off Holland, Foden, and I think Cherky, then put in Marmoush, Savinho, and someone else, but it doesn't matter. Mostly this is about Savinho. They invited the pressure, and then on the counter, we're fucking tearing it up. Doku, this whole entire game was putting fear into those Madrid defenders. Valverde could not fucking touch him. Asensio was getting cooked by him. Doku is the best winger on the world at the moment. I don't see anybody being as dangerous consistently on the field as him, bro. He is a scary individual. If he ever does play against Barca, I hope Koundé can deal with it, because he is a fucking danger, bro. He is a scary player. That is someone to worry about. Yeah, and then Savinho came on in the second half, and on the right side, City were inviting the pressure. Madrid would come to their half, and then right when City would win it, they would go the other way as fast as they fucking could. Savinho with his pace would just cook Carreras, who'd been playing the full 90 minutes. And yeah, dude, was very good subs by City, in my opinion. They could have been a bit more clinical. Um, I think there was one where Savinho kind of had the through ball onto Marmoush, then played a terrible ball. But they could have been a bit more clinical, but they played well. They did well on the substitute. Um, yeah, and then talking about Savinho, Savinho takes on Rudiger, fouled right outside the box. Rudiger is already on a yellow card. It should be a second yellow for him. Doesn't get it called. If he's not already on a yellow, then it is a first yellow. Uh, Usually that would be a yellow card, but since it is Madrid, since they are in the Bernabeu, since it is he already has a yellow card and the ref doesn't want to give him a red card, he just kind of gets away with it. But ridiculous refereeing from there, in my opinion. And then last minute, Madrid are trying to find a goal. They're down 2-1. Courtois is sending the ball long, bro. He sends the ball long. They have one runner, bro. I think it's who was it? I think it was Bellingham, or it was Brahim Diaz maybe. They send the ball long. Brahim Diaz is the only one who makes the run. The other four Madrid players are just standing around the halfway line, just kind of waiting for shit to plan out. Like, dude, that's when you need to start making your runs. Bellingham, you fucking box camper. That's when you need to start making your runs. Unbelievable play by um by by Madrid, and then yeah, game's over. Uninspiring performance by Madrid. Um, City didn't impress me too much, but they were there. They did what they had to do, get the win at some place that they've had lots of trouble in the past few years. They haven't won there in the past few years, I think, in all their games against Madrid. So yeah, dude, they did what they had to do. Uninspiring from Madrid. Can't believe the lack of aggression in those last few minutes to try and win the game. It is what it is. Something that surprised me a bit, if you look right here, bro. City started off the game with a lot more possession. The game ended up with 52% Madrid possession. City ending up with 48. I think that just shows that City were just happy to just kind of show the game to Madrid, just kind of leave it to them, and just try and hit on the counter. Guardiola has matured as a manager. He has realized that football is a game of situations, and in a situation where you don't need to have the ball, you don't need the ball. And they kind of just gave it to Madrid. They still caused problems. Madrid didn't really do shit, so it wasn't really a big problem that City, for once, didn't have more of the possession. Because I think most of this possession is from the second half. Um, 8 shots on this is a pretty important statistic. Shots on goal 8 to 1. Shot attempts 12 to 16. 16 for Madrid, but like they're not on target. They're not close. 3 yellow cards for City, 3 on Madrid's side, 3 corners for each team. 0 saves for Donnarumma. Didn't have to make any saves. Shows that Madrid didn't really test him at all. And then 6 saves for Courtois, who made some pretty important damn saves. I think there was one, Haaland. Cherky chipped the ball through. The ball ran past Haaland. Courtois saved it pretty nicely. There was a chance in the first half where City had double shots. It was first Haaland and then Cherky. Courtois saved them both. He had a decent game besides the first goal. But yeah, dude, uninspiring from Madrid. How does this affect the leaderboard? Hold on, let me see if yeah, 12 points for Madrid, 2 losses. City go up to 10 points, gets them close to to the automatic qualification zone because first 8 qualify. It's gonna be interesting, bro. Alonso was under a lot of pressure this week. This only puts it up even more. Ancelotti never lost at home against City, so this is a pretty statement victory. He will things will get worse for him, I believe. And yeah, dude, a lot of fucking pressure for Alonso. Let's see if he can handle it, man.